kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. VP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December. The name Richard again. I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill could be the...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting a repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Psychic Sleuth channel. So I have something a little different I'm doing. I thought I was done with this case, but apparently I'm not. Anyways, if you would like to support me, you can go to the description box below. The link tree and everything is down there. The different ways to support me. I sincerely appreciate all your love and support. Everybody have a happy new year coming up, and please be safe out there. Alright, so I basically wrote down everything I'm going to say in the Autowrite, and then I did cards. So I'm going to go over the Autowrite, and then I'm going to tell you the cards that I got. Some are the same, some are different. I try to do the cards to give us a little more information or to validate the information that we have. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I'm just going to go ahead and dive right into what I wrote in the Autowrite.
So I thought I was done with this case, but cases choose me, I don't choose them. If I feel a certain way about a case, I will work that case till Spirit says enough. I do realize a lot is out about this case, and I will try to get things that aren't out. In my Autowrites, I go deeper, and I am so exhausted from this, honestly, you guys. I channeled for over an hour. There may be some interconnects, other cases, so names and such that may not fit here. That does happen with Autowrites. It's not always here, although I do try to stay as focused as I can. But I can see more of what happens because it's my deepest way of channeling. In my past reading, I've had a lot of people say, did you see the video with the 2 African American guys? Yes, I saw it. Just because I describe something does not mean that is who did it. It may be a connection, someone who knows something, a witness, etc. I'll get it as a puzzle piece, so it does not point fingers at anyone because something comes out I describe. I try to explain this. So it may be a puzzle piece, like Spirit saying this is going to come out, and that these people might know something. This is why Spirit was adamant. So one thing that's been happening is that Spirit has been taking me back to some of the cards that I pulled in my mind and making me have aha moments, almost like a delayed intuition. I don't know why I don't get it at the time, but whatever. Maybe that is why they have me use cards, but cards are an add-on to the mediumship reading for extra info. So in both card pulls, the pool I realized in the one that I didn't like understand at the time was I kept getting law enforcement, like 3 different cards said police, law enforcement, and government. Got the government card twice again, and police once. So I was kind of like, I don't get it now. But I had an epiphany as I was sitting here last night that maybe he was an informant or of some kind, or told the cop something for a lesser sentence or some sort of protection. I don't know. It was confirmed later after my reading that they were trying to get out of the life for the baby. So it just makes me wonder. And again, if everybody's wondering why I'm reading this, it's an Autowrite. Okay, again, if you listen, you'll understand. So it just makes me wonder. Then the jail card Spirit kept pointing to. Is this someone he was in jail with? Then the acquaintance to the father card. Is this a father of an acquaintance or a father that has an acquaintance, or a father that is an acquaintance? One card I pulled was grandfather card. I didn't take it though because I pulled so many. Sometimes when you do that, they can get inaccurate in my opinion, but it did come out tonight, by the way, like the 3rd card. So I got to thinking I should have kept that. Anyway, those were some thoughts I had about this all. I do again realize that there's info out, but I can't leave this alone because they won't let me. So I try to stay away from everything till I'm done with the case, so I don't go researching, and I even tell people to not send me or show me things. I wanted to touch this lightly, but they're pulling me in for a reason, so I decided I would auto-write Matthew. Now remember that readings are puzzle pieces, and it's just new insights. If I'm not meant to get a name, I won't, for my own safety. If I am, I will. I plan on pulling some more cards after for something extra. Keep in mind, information that comes in can be around the case, connections, etc. It's not always the perp of the victims. It can be things that lead up to the situation or at any point in their lives. If I see any perps, then it can be how they looked at any point in their lives. I can get past, present, or future. Things can be symbolic, not always literal in the way that I see them, and things like numbers can have multiple meanings. Spirit will use my references, experiences, or how I relate to things to explain what they're wanting to say. I have to take the symbols and visions and translate them to you. So I may misperceive things, but I try not to. I'll just explain what I see. I don't know what I will see or how much due to what Spirit wants to show me and is allowed to show me. I am not police, and I am not trying to hinder the investigation. I'm only here to be an unjudgmental voice for the victim and to hopefully give insights that may help in a certain direction. I had somebody complain about why did I have angel wings on Savannah. Well, we don't victim blame here. We don't judge people's lives. What happened was a tragedy, and that's that, regardless of if somebody was in that life that could have, led them to that or not. Plus, I think I put angel wings on her because it was going to be something for the memorial. It came out, a lot of people were doing that and putting it up for their memorial. So I do things for a reason. Things come in for a reason. When I put on both of them, I didn't it was too much wings. You know what I mean? So there wasn't anything by that. So I'm just going to put that out now. An unjudgmental voice for the victim and hopefully to give insights that may help in a certain direction. I'll be protected from things. I'll get what I meant to get. I won't get every piece of info. but we will get as much as we can. I'm just a human connecting to another vibration. It's fine that people have their own opinions, but I go by what Spirit says. We listen to Spirit for a reason. We have to trust what is given. I may be the only misperceiving. Please do not send me perps. I'm not hunting anyone down. That's for the police to do. Things will come out as they're supposed to. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not factual information, but only psychic medium impressions, and it's all alleged. Viewer discretion is advised. One more thing. I may get things I've already gotten, as he's telling the story. So there will be things mixed in that we know for validation and things not known. I will never say anything unless I see it. So if something repeats, I have to say it, regardless of if it's out there or not. It will bug me. So I have to say it. After all, if it's what happens, I will be shown it, and I can't help what I'm shown. I don't normally do cases when there's a lot out, but I'm not being given a chance in this case to say no to it. We are non-judgmental channel. We believe in soul contracts and lessons, so we do not judge anyone's lifestyle, their paths, or their lessons. So he shows me the willing and dealing lifestyle. My right ear hurt again. That came in the first reading before I knew anything. But I will repeat again. If I feel something, they're coming in and they're making me feel it, so I will say it. If they're repeating something, I will say it. It will not go away till I say it. So know that. All right. Okay, so my right ear hurts along with my head. He shows me that he made a lot of mistakes in his life. He couldn't hold his temper a lot of the time, and sometimes he even used product. He knows that he wasn't perfect, and he knows they didn't lead an average lifestyle. He says that he knows that they got themselves into hot water. My head is tingling as I'm typing. He says that he always knew the risk and at the same time felt like he was unstoppable. I feel like there's a record of different things. I feel like he got on the streets when he was younger. 15 seems to stand out to me, but may have been earlier or even later. But 15 was a kind of an age that was coming in. He comes across as like one of those young bucks that wanted to make a name for himself, have nice things, and do what he wanted to do. He learned a lot of lessons, both hard lessons and easier ones. I don't know if he met Savannah on the streets, but it feels like they ran in the same circles. He's not proud of the way he treated her, but it's how he was raised and how he was taught. Your B is to be in line, and I feel they very much triggered one another. So sometimes it was maybe a pull that came in before in the last reading. I feel that there were things leading up to this that were kind of maybe something is coming. So I don't know if he was having issues with someone or had issues in the past. It seems the last year was pretty volatile in the life and the lifestyle. I don't know if he went to jail for something. He shows me him behind bars and arrested with a couple other people, but then he shows me him talking to people with badges. So I don't know what he means by this. If he rolled or what, but it comes across as he was out for himself a lot of the time. He was trying to run the streets, and he says he didn't always have a proper etiquette on how that was. He shows me him looking over his shoulder, so I feel he knows he messed up or was messing up in some way. I feel like he was, but then it's like I have protection, I'll take care of it kind of thing. If I get extra things, I'll tell you guys. I feel like he was doing a lot of things against what you're supposed to. He says that's what got him unalive. He says that he feels responsible for dragging his girlfriend and child into this, that he should have left her home that night. I feel like she insisted to go. I don't know, it feels like they didn't think anything of it, that maybe she had insisted before. I hear OG, so I take that as someone in the game for a while. I don't know, they draw a line to dad, so I don't know if that means that dad knows him or what. I'm wondering if that will start a rivalry or there will be retaliation. I keep feeling like family or someone is asking questions trying to get to the bottom of it. I don't know, this may not end well in one way or another, so I want to try to slow him down and take me step by step. He is fanning money at me, and I also feel like he was basically selling everything there was to sell. I hear the word shipment, so I don't know if he was the one one of those that waited on shipments and whatnot, or whatever. It was like lifestyle was a D in itself for both of them, but they did want to change things up because of the baby, and there was a plan set in place that came in the last reading. I feel like there were things that they were doing that day before to prepare, like running around doing last minute things before the baby was to be born. Maybe some more supplies or running errands, or maybe trying to make some money even. I feel like the baby was going to be spoiled, and that maybe they did need some extra things for him. I also feel like he was stashing money, putting it away. I don't know, I keep hearing stash, so I don't know if he was stashing things. I think that all the things that came in the last reading were all the things going on around him. I do feel like he may have known who he was meeting, but it's like they had gone home and were doing things, maybe trying to do what you would do, like to make the baby come, like massage or intimacy, etc. And then they got like a text or something to meet somebody up to do a deal. That's the way it comes in. I feel like she insisted on going and that he didn't go alone, and that so she could get out of the house. But it comes across as I'm running around the day before. We go home, then we leave to meet someone. I'm going to try to understand what happened because it seems to be dark every time I try to see something. I feel like they're having a conversation in the car. There's a reference to him holding her hand. I feel like they worked on things a little bit, but they still had their issues. She was trying to stay for the baby and thought they would make changes for the baby. And when I first did like the first reading that I didn't release because I misperceived a lot of stuff, I kept hearing arguing in my head. So I don't know if like up to this they were arguing or something. I think I heard that they were, but that's kind of coming in again, but it's not at the time that they were in the car. It's just like I feel like that happened on and off anyways. Things would kind of get volatile sometimes. So I don't know, the baby was going to be a game changer in some way. They show me driving there and the lights, like how lights would look like if you're driving in the dark and passing under street lights. I don't know why they show me that. So there's a secondary location that they met someone at, and I feel like if someone connects to the perp or perps, it feels like it may not be too far from where they were found. I wonder if there's like a shop or someone's garage. I keep hearing a garage or shop things like a tire gun and whatnot. I don't know. I'd be curious if there's something like that. That kept repeating till I said it. I was second guessing it. That's not far from where they are. I was trying to ignore that, but it's something that isn't going away. Also, it's like I'm meeting someone for this deal. I think nothing of them because I know them or know of them or, I'm used to doing that. But I'm trapped before I know it. I hear the words big D. So I don't know. I feel like this person is an OG, but I can't get over the feeling of more than one energy. It's maybe like 3 energies altogether. And that might be all involved, not necessarily there at that point. But I'm wondering, are there females in gangs too? I don't know. I keep feeling like Savannah was kind of more involved than we realized. But then I'm also wondering if there's another female around this, someone that may have helped cover it up because it's what you're supposed to do. I don't know if he was caught with 2 other guys before, and one is in jail and one is out. There's a reference to that. I keep getting someone with shorter hair, like kind of like to the, I don't know, it comes in like a shorter fade, and like a face tap, like near the eye or something. I also keep seeing an eye. I don't know what that is, but like it comes across like as a drawing or something, or a tap, like one drawn out. I'm not sure how to explain it. This was an execution for crossing a line. It feels like maybe one person in jail, I keep going back to that, was friends with the other one, that was like calling the shots or involved from afar. Then we have this other guy, he's like OG. I don't know if he's been in the game for a while. It shows me like a long record. I feel like assault and D's mostly. And he may have done things that he'd not been caught for. And February kind of highlights for me. I hear the words personal vendetta. I also hear the words friend to me. I hear the word burglary. I also hear cleanup. I feel like things were staged to look a certain way, but why do I feel like I'm in a building of some sort? It's kind of odd. I don't know why, unless it's someone got in the back, held a gun to them, and had them drive into a garage or building. It feels super freaking dark in this building. So it's so weird. I don't know why my visions are always so dark around this. There's a reference to a tattoo of a naked lady on an arm. I really think that Savannah was pointing to people who knew things before when I did her last reading, and because that video will come out. But it's like I'm in a dark building, and I also feel like that gun may connect to another crime. There's a reference to a burglary or a liquor store or something. I don't know what that is. It's kind of vague. But this was like professional. It was planned. They were trapped, and there was no leaving. I feel like a muzzle burn. I feel like gun to the head and muzzle burn. I feel like I'm yanked on. It feels like they were controlled prior to this. He was made to hand over his gun and even phone, I think. And yes, I know the news is saying it's missing, but I'm trying to see how. So it's like because I feel like he would have reached for the gun, but it was controlled before that. I see the guy get in the back. He acts like everything's cool. Weird. I don't know why they show me this car going down like someone gets in it. But I also feel like there's a bit of talk prior. Then some things were brought up that maybe Matthew had done to him. It comes across as like an informant or snitching at this point. The guy pulls a gun. But there's also like talk about the D's and stuff like that. And then you hear Matthew like, it's not what you think. It's not what you think, dude. It's weird. Seems like this guy has a daughter or something. Like, I don't know. That's known to gangster stuff. This is something I'm trying to shake and I can't. I also get like 45, so I don't know if that's the gun or an age, but I feel like I kind of get a lot of begging or trying to talk him out of things. I see Savannah try to say a few things, but mostly is giving like a side-eye stare. It's almost like the guy got in the back of the car and made them drive like into this freaking building or something. It's odd. But I feel like Savannah was executed first, like a tap. And then they show me 2 flashes in the car in the dark, like how it would look. They showed that in the very beginning before I did the first reading. And then I feel like Matthew was kind of losing it, crying, oh man, and freaking out. Like they made him watch to have it hurt more. It feels like I'm yanked by the collar or the shirt and pulled backwards. The gun is placed in my head and there will be a muzzle burn. I was getting that at first reading and I was hesitant to say it because I got something else sometimes and info came in so quick that I didn't go back to it. But I told Lizzie the next day that there was going to be a muzzle burn on him. But I feel like I'm kind of yanked through the center console, kind of weird feeling. So this guy was strong, like by the shirt or something like that. But my head hurts now. There was no mercy with this. There was no talking or getting their way out of it. It was going to be done because he crossed a line, and nothing he said was going to make a difference. And it was going to hurt more having done before Christmas, before the baby was born. And I'm wondering if this guy just didn't get out of jail prior to this. I feel like, I wonder if 22 is like a special number. I know that that's when it happened. I know that was his age, but I'm just wondering if it had anything to do with like the timing of it. I feel like there is maybe a gang name or a nickname this guy goes by. Names can be connections. I hear Roberto. I keep hearing a G as well. I don't know if that's Matthew or if there's another G name involved. Like Gutierrez, Guerra, something weird. I don't know. I can't make it out. It's like things were done to make things look a certain way. I'm wondering about traffic cams. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a neighborhood like driving through, but what's weird is they keep showing me traffic cam catching them and they can see who's driving through the windshield. I feel like, I don't know. I know a lot of people are saying female, and what's weird is that's what I see in the still shot of the traffic cam. And that could just be like she drove the car, covered it up, something like that. I don't know how involved she is, but now I don't know if this is symbolic or literal or what. Did this guy have his auto or someone that he knows that's, I don't know, or his girlfriend, or I don't know. If so, that's weird, but it just feels like, oh, that scared me. Sorry. It just feels like, I lost my place. There could be a father or grandfather, older, acquaintance father card is getting to me. Like I keep seeing those 2 cards. He's connected. I feel like there was a message here. I feel like maybe things were cleaned up. I don't know if it's just the one that is calling the shots are involved. There's something that's been bugging me about that surveillance they released the night. I couldn't sleep. They kept trying to show it to me over and over, and I don't know why. But I couldn't keep it. I couldn't sleep. It was weird. I kept going back to jail too. So there's someone in jail that connects to this from afar. I also hear the word distributor. I also feel like maybe it was made to look like more like a robbery, or they took stuff anyway, but that's not the true motive. There was an assassination or hit any way you look at it, but it's maybe by OGs or someone bigger in the game. But going by my cards, the law enforcement card and the jail card are screaming at me. I feel like the steering wheel was wiped down, and because I saw like someone take a ride and go around it. And inside it's weird they left the shells. Can't tell much from that. I feel like the warrant will be served on a residence or work where this garage is, or maybe both. I feel like cops will be put pieces together. It's like the one in jail is a bit younger though. I don't know. The tattoo on the face, kind of, he looks like a bad dude. I'm getting the word acquaintance again. I also hear the name Joe. I'm getting an RG, so I don't know if that's like I don't know if that's initials or what, the connection, whatever. I link cartel, but I don't know if that's like the dude does business with him or not. Like there's a link or a tie there. I don't know. He may have had longer hair than cut it. I get a lot of beer drinking or some liver issues or stomach issues or health issues. I don't know, the guy in jail may be like late 20s or early 30s. I just keep getting like OG. Like, does that mean like old gangster? I think it does. Also, I feel like the truck was dumped from the video or taken apart, but they were doing a lot to clean up. I get like black hair mixed with gray too. Fatter face, kind of heavier side, but there's like, again, others connected. I don't know if it's more or not, but I get retaliation. Teach young bucks a lesson. You don't cross me or lines. I don't know. I wonder if Matt is in communication with the cops or something. He's saying that he's sorry looking back. That he put Savannah in danger, that he would have rather it just have been him. I feel the same time this guy said bring her or something. That there's some kind of that comes into, like, he's talking about being sorry for leaving a stain on the family or for that happening in the way that it did. He says he wishes he could have made different choices and decisions. He looks back and says he was a young guy just trying to make it to the top. I hear the words gang task force. And I also get an association with Blue. I wonder if his dad knows this person. I don't know why I keep getting a link to him for some reason. So there may be they were found was secondary location, I think, but I don't think they saw this coming. I do feel they felt danger or other things and felt a little off. But I see him pulling in, and like Savannah has this like it's like this is weird or something to that effect. Or she had like a weird feeling, but it was a trick because I hear the word trickery. He keeps showing me like him in jail. So I wonder if this is connected to when he was in jail. But that law enforcement card keeps coming to mind. Like maybe he said something, or maybe he said something he shouldn't have, or at least one person thought that. I think the guys in the video just know who maybe, or maybe what went down. Usually when people are in the same circles, they know things, they hear things. I keep going, and they're not gonna snitch, but I keep going like to tomorrow, Sunday. So I wonder if something will come out, or just for the day Sunday. But I also get the number 4 in here, 4th, and I feel like they tried to be smart and cover tracks, but I don't know if they did a good enough job. Like, there are links and connections. They show me a board like the cops have connecting strings. I feel like a lot of anger and rage with this. He definitely ticked off someone, and the guy was angry yet calm. Like, this was not his first rodeo, and he may tie other cases to him because he feels like someone who's been around the block and in the game for some bit, and that might have even been when he was younger. I don't know. But it may be like, I'll take care of this now. So, and some of the cards I pulled were interesting that kind of back that up. So I'm trying to get more. I just won't get things that will hurt my safety, and I'm trying to get things we don't know, but I can only give what he gives me. He says the word friend, so he thought that maybe this was a friend of his, but it wasn't. And I think the friend card came in the last reading, but wasn't. I feel like the kind of guy behind the scenes guy too. This is very smooth in the way that it was carried out, very calculated, very brutal, very quick, very much like how a hit would go down. I keep like how they're trapped and hit fast. Like, I won't always get a name, especially in this. I wanted to touch slightly, but I feel like I was missing something. And as long as Spirit pulls me back, I feel like it's for a reason. He wants to say sorry to his family and Savannah's family. He wants to say that he loves them. He knows that what he did and what others do is not really great, but it's a brotherhood anyway. He knows the real sorrow is for Savannah and the unborn child, and that's okay. He knows his mistakes. I feel like he was trying to come out of it though and change things around. I do keep picking up a ponytail I can't shake though. Sorry, I do though. I don't know if that's a man or female or both. I don't know. I don't really know. But it's like on lower. I also get dark brown, almost black eyes. I'm darker. I also get a lighter with tat on the face. Again, the lighter guy with tat on the face. I know the name is out there, but I keep freaking repeating it. And I'm trying not to say it, but it did come in Idaho 4 readings, as well as Matthew did. So this is an interconnected to timing, but Trevor. So I'm not saying that this guy may be involved, but there may be connections to him or through his people. But that name won't stop. It will repeat until I say it, so I'm saying it. I do get a weird G name. I also get a J. I also hear the name Victor. Again, connections and things like that. So just might connect to the same circles, or they might know something. I don't know. I'm afraid to say names, actually, honestly. I don't know where him and his brother close, because he keeps kind of mentioning him, and was his brother feels older. I also feel like multiple cars. So I don't know if this guy is like at a place where there's multiple cars, unless it's a junkyard. The number 7 comes in as well. My right temple hurts really bad at that point. It's like a place, it happened within 5 miles or something, or not too awful far from where the apartment complex is that it was picked for a reason. And they were meant to be found. So it was that there's like meaning for that place that they were found for some reason. I don't really know why. Again, there's a message in this because I meant he could have hid them and no one would ever find them, but they were meant to be found. I also get roses, like red roses. I don't know. I think that's all I can pull. I've had 2 readings. I've been channeling for an hour. I hope that something in here helped. I was trying to get things we don't know and get away from stuff people have said or that was in the video, but things are as they are. I'll follow up more cards and then I'll leave it unless they say I'm not done. So it's super hot now. I just keep trying to see, and it's so dark. I don't know why it's so dark. And my head hurts again. So I'm gonna go over the cards that I have pre-pulled here. All right. I may or may not perceive these correctly, but I try to perceive them the best way that I can. All right. A lot of them are the same cards and whatnot, things that we might already know. It's just coming in to validate. But there's a few extra things here that are interesting. All right. So we have the runaway, the death, and the imprisonment card. Oh, let me see if I can put on my extra camera real quick. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I gotta add it. I don't know. Somebody said they didn't like the smaller one, but I don't like that one. It looks stupid. My dogs want to come in. Sorry, I gotta hurry. All right, so we got the runaway card. So yeah, I said I thought that they were trying to run away or get out of the lifestyle. That came in. I mean, people have validated that after the reading. We have the death, so part of that may have been involved in it. And we have imprisonment, so you can take that as they were stuck in the situation, or this has to do with being imprisoned with someone at some point. Then we have the D's and the poison. I mean, we know that that's surrounding the case, and these cards may surround the case as well as everything else. And we have this card. This came in the very first one I did. So murder for hire. So that keeps coming in. So this burn card, I'm not really taking this as like literal, not literally burned. But like, you know how when you burn someone, like that's how I'm taking this card. And then I get like trapped, like they were trapped. There was no getting out, no way, no getting out of it. Being controlled very much. And then we have so that some way, some shape or form, these D's are involved. And so these two I take together as the alive and shot card. Okay, so they were alive when they were shot. Like they weren't knocked out or anything like that. Okay, that's how I'm taking that. All right. Okay, so then we have like who's involved. This is where it kind of gets a little weird. All right. So we have royalty again. So feels like maybe it's someone higher up in the gang, someone maybe a little maybe has a little bit of money, or maybe just is, you know, more known to the gang. That's how I take it. Then we have an accomplice partner in crime, so there's more than one person involved. And then see, I got this last time and I didn't take it. So grandparent I can take as they are actually grandparent or there's older male. But then I'm wondering if they aren't a parental figure as well and a grandfather, because when you put all these 3 cards that come in together, you have the parental figure, the grandfather, and the male. Okay. I have a freaking headache. Now we have the serial killer card. Now there's another card in here that validates this card, but this could mean that he's done something like this before and maybe not been caught for it, but he holds that type of energy. Okay. Family dynasty, meaning that he's been probably in the game throughout his, you know, his family's in the game, he's in the game. There's a family dynasty of being in this type of stuff. Okay. And he may have been retired and then coming back into the game, or he could just be hiding out. That's why nobody knows where he is. We have a false person that's been, this could just be someone that's being thrown out as involved. That could have something to do with the video, like everybody pointing fingers at them or something. This is a rival, which that card came in last time. This is terrorism, which is interesting. Now this I find very interesting. So the terrorism card come out before. Now I do get terrorism anytime that there's somebody that's threatening someone or like, you know, unalive someone, like that's terrorism. But then it comes in with the female card. So I just wondering if it has anything to do with a female making terrorist threats, because I know that happened. But I just thought it was interesting that these cards came in together. And this could also mean that there's a female involved in some way, shape, or form. Like that could be my validation for it, because I was wondering. Like I was getting that the night that I was working with Lizzie, but I kind of like, she kind of like mentioned like, was there one involved? And I was like, I don't know if I want to say that. It wasn't coming in very clear that night. But I'm just wondering now. And I think the very first time I pulled cards, I also got a female card. But I misperceived a lot of those cards, so that's why I didn't release that. Like once I started doing the mediumship. So, yeah, I'm just wondering about this right here. All right. Because then after that, we have assassination. Again, I got that card before. Then we have like this military card. So that could be just a soldier in the, you know, not necessarily in the military, but, you know, in this lifestyle, a soldier in this lifestyle. And he might have had a lot of success in this situation, you know, in doing what he does. And we have family. So he might have a family. We may connect to the family. Then we have, see this Storm Police card again. I'm telling you, I don't know if somehow they're involved, like, as in, like, there's a family member to the police. But it could be, again, that there is, like, he told somebody something, or it goes back to an arrest or something like that. But then we have family member father. So, again, he could have, we got family up here and we got father up here. So it could just be pointing to someone that has a family. Burglar, so he's known to steal things. Maybe he did steal things out of the car, like, again, to make it look like something. We have a terrorist again. So the terrorism and the terrorists come in, because you take that as, that's the type of person that does this. Anyways, there could have been threats made too, but all right, now we're going to go into the situation cards. Kind of a mess here because I ran out of room. I just kind of pull till they kind of don't make sense, or I feel like to stop pulling. So you have a false flag. There's a false flag somewhere that's being thrown up. There's also lies that are being told, and this could be from both families. I feel like that, you know, there's been a lot of shiz and rumors going around, and so that could be where the lies come in at. There's going to be justice in this case, which I've already seen. So go back to the first reading. There was an incoming message for them to go wherever they were going. That's how I feel like they left, is that they had a message, and maybe that's why they took the phone, thinking that they won't be able to find it. But cops are pretty good at that. Sorry. There's DNA in some way, shape, or form, whether they didn't wipe down good enough or something, because that's the second time I've got that card. So there's the party card, so that could be, you know, maybe there's a party going on, or they think they were going to a party, or this is the second time I've got the party card, so there's some kind of party involved around it. Unfortunately, a curse. This feels kind of like a family curse when you go into everybody being involved in the type of activity that they were involved in. We have digital evidence, so I think some way, some shape, some form, somehow the cops are going to get some digital evidence. I wasn't seeing those in America last night. I just wonder if it was going. I don't know. There's going to be healing out of this. Maybe healing in the family. Maybe it's sort of a lesson. The alarm card is coming in again. That came in before, so maybe there was an alarm before, you know, this happened. I'm not really sure what this card means. It can also mean something with time, I take it. These two cards are weird together. We have a government cover up. I'm just gonna leave that. I do feel like that the people involved were trying to cover it, but I just find it interesting the government cover up came in. So there's power here. So someone wanted power, had power, felt powerful, used power over. There's a timeline issue, because there is a timeline issue in this. Like, we don't know where they were before, like exactly what happened, yada yada. Like, then they were missing, so there's a timeline issue. We don't really know everything about the timeline. We have corruption. We have loyal, so there's someone that is loyal to the game, is what I just heard. So, abuse, neglect. I mean, this can come in around their situation, unfortunately. I get the truth comes out card. There's a distraction. I feel like there's a lot of distractions. I mean, the distraction, I guess, could even be the video, but when I was trying to see other people, it was like, it was kind of, and I don't know why, like, spirit repeated that when I couldn't sleep, like, for hours. They just kept showing it to me in my head. So there must be clues or evidence in that, and that's kind of why I came back to this, because it was been driving me nuts. But there is an investigation going on, and there's a strategy behind the investigation that they are doing. Oh, don't jump up here yet, buddy. Ezekiel wants to jump up. He's gonna mess up the cards. Nope, not yet. There's gaslighting in some way, shape, or form. That could be like, it could be in their relationship, or it could be that if there was any kind of arguments before, that there was gaslighting going on. Trauma. So, I love you, buddy, but not right now. Oh, goodness gracious. Hold on. My cards kind of got out of the way. I feel bad because he usually likes to sit up here for readings, but we have the Sixth Sense card. So I think this is coming in because I think Savannah had like a weird feeling when they started where they were pulling up to. I think she had kind of a sixth sense with it. There's a secret somewhere, so there could be a secret just involving like the business, about, you know, where they were going there, but there's definitely a secret. There's some delays that are going to happen. The secret trip is that they were taking I feel like they were, because I got this last time, it comes across as like they took a trip, like they left the house and took a trip. Like, I think they planned on returning. But there's manipulation here. It can also, again, be, I don't know, because I don't know if this involves, like, sorry, like the distraction could also be that partner posting a bunch of stuff online, but because we have a like dating spouse partner, but yes, so I mean, Savannah and Matthew were dating, and they might have gotten married one day, or it's also a partner, not necessarily a spouse. So I find this interesting. These kind of came in together, but there's manipulation. So it could have been that there was manipulation in the relationship. This can also go for maybe any exes or whatever, but it's all in how you perceive it. So I kind of want to perceive it as like it involved them. We have down the rabbit hole. Like, there's a lot of rabbit holes in this, plain and simple. Like, you could go down the rabbit hole all day long. Ask Lizzie. Premeditated. This was something that was planned, calculated, cold. This was premeditated. I think even the day has a significant meaning. I don't know what 22 means for GANGS. I don't know. There's some sort of regret though somewhere. I feel like maybe around the female control. So there's some control. Someone's pulling the strings. That's the way I take it, because I look at the pictures on this and there's a guy pulling the puppet string. So I feel like I've gotten that card before. Then we have debt. I feel like there was a debt to pay in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't necessarily involve money, but there was a debt to pay in all of this. Like, that's why it happened, because it's his debt with his life. You know what I mean? There's communication again via text message, via whatever, phone, whatever. I feel like that's where the communication comes in at. But it's like top secret communication, because I guess like Telegram is encrypted, so that could be why. There's a sense of freedom from the life. I think maybe they were trying to get free from the life. There's life insurance. The life insurance card, I got that the very first time I pulled. There's an evidence card, so they do have some evidence. But in this, interestingly enough, the cleanup card is with the evidence card, so they did try to clean up evidence. But in the end, it's going to get solved, which I already saw that anyways. This is just to validate that. All right. we have just jail card again, the very first card that came out. So I'm wondering if this goes back to jail, or the person was in jail, or it relates back to the jail some way. Also could be the guy's going to go to jail, like there could be multiple meetings with it, but I just find that kind of interesting. And the blackmail again. I just wonder if there wasn't some blackmail that was going on. I don't know. And blackmail through the phone. The phone feels like it's a big piece of evidence. I know that it was taken, but I mean, I think there's ways to get certain things. So I just be curious. It's weird. I just saw stuff being chucked like in water. I wonder if there's any water around there. Huh. The government card again. I'm not really sure in what shape or form that's coming in at, because I keep getting it. But it could be there's a government investigation, because the investigation card is coming after the government card. And then we have, I don't want to mess these ones up because they came in a certain way. Okay, so we have investigation, government, on the run. So I don't know if he was on the run, or it could be he was on the run from the GAMG, like he wanted to run and start a new life, but also it could be he was in trying to be on the run from someone in the gang. Also, he could have been on the run from the police in some way, shape, or form. Like if he was supposed to show up, didn't show up, like he was running. And that was probably kept secret that he was running. And then we have DEA. So the DEA might be involved. Maybe he was running from the DEA. We got DNA and some, again, and fingerprints. So they did try to wipe the fingerprints. I just wonder if there's not a partial or something, because I heard partial, so there might be a partial print that they didn't get when they were wiping. So that's interesting. So I'll tell you guys if I get stuff as I pull the cards. But yeah, I'm hearing partial. This is the second time I got fingerprints. So that's interesting. And again, whenever there's any water nearby, I keep hearing a splash, like maybe the phone or something was chucked in there. Or evidence was. Definitely got rid of it. Forensic science will provide important clues. So that would go back to the partial print maybe, or some other forensic science. See, this one's interesting. Perpetrator has behavioral patterns of a serial killer. So again, I got the serial killer card. So he has the behavioral patterns of it. So he's that type of person. He might be an actual, like, hitman that we don't know about, that maybe came back in the game, that was retired and came out of retirement. Or I kind of find it interesting because in Delphi, if we go back to Delphi, which everything's happening with Delphi right now, I kept getting something about a hitman, and I kept getting something that's like a bigger dude, and I had him drawn out, and he was like Spanish. So I'm just wondering, because Autowrites, I do get past, present, and future cases, and I'm just wondering if that's not connecting here. And I always wanted to go, like in Delphi and the Autowrites, I kept wanting to go into the M Athia. And I'm just wondering if, not saying that Delphi is connected to that. Again, Autowrites, I auto-wrote. So past, present, and future other cases, okay? Not everything in my Autowrites will fit that case. But if we go back, maybe I was picking up this because it's happening around the same time as the Delphi stuff. And yeah, like I would pick up things with timing. So I find that kind of interesting now that I'm thinking about it. And the guy that I drew for that, you can see under the Delphi stuff. He was Mexican. I thought he was. So D's may be an important factor in the case. That's come in a lot in this, so it's definitely all around it. There's something involving that, and I don't think it was like a deal gone bad, because I feel like it was planned. So I think there's more to it than that. And usually I'm supposed to pull 3 of these cards, but the other 2 made sense. So witness may not be fully disclosing all the facts. If they have a witness, they might be not telling everything. And interviews with relatives or friends of the family may provide valuable clues. So they may be getting some good clues from them. All right. I guess that's it. Well, if you still want to join the platform, the private platform, there's only about 5 or 6 people that have joined. It's going to be January 18th. If you're interested in that, again, you can email me, thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com, and the ways to pay are in the link tree spot below. Yep, I got a couple of questions I got to catch up on. I'm sorry that I'm late on that, but I've had a hell of a couple weeks, and I'm trying to get things done the best way that I can. I'm only one person, unfortunately. So if anybody wants to book as well, that link is down below. But until next time, you guys, everybody have a happy new year. And thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and shares, and for being here and for your support. And I guess I will see you guys next time.